Wow. That was awesome. Thank you. So I want to welcome you to Unity of Mesa this morning. This is a mask optional church. If you do see somebody with a mask, please approach with caution and just make sure that you honor their space. Also, if you could please turn your phones off or on silent or on vibrate, and just know that your souls are welcome here. It's on.
Health, life, what else? Unity of Mesa, what else? Family, songs, what else? Creativity. Our pets, yes. If you are online, put what you're most thankful for, and we'll come back and respond to that. I'm excited about this. I am popping. I must be a hopping and a popping. What can I say? It's pretty cool. I don't like this hopping and popping. I'm gonna turn it off then. Changing mics. Are you ready? Are you ready to live in gratitude? Yes. Are you really ready? There we go. Now I can tell you're ready. Thank you so much. We are so grateful that you are here today. Your presence makes a difference in this spiritual community, in this building, and we have a lot of things that are going on. My name is Reverend Nikki Golden. I'm one of the co-ministers here. Doing the talk today is Reverend Mindy Tucker. We have Cerise Patron here to sing for us. Jenn Crandall on the piano. Erica Bowman, our new board president. And Candy Lewis is on platform with us. Yes, and you. Yes. Your presence is what makes this place rock and roll. And that's what we're looking for. An uplifting service so that when you walk out of here, you not only have the tools to make your life more effective if that's what you want, to live your dream if that's what you want, but you also hopefully feel 100 times better than you felt when you walked in the door. Are you up for that? Yes, let's do it. Let's have as much fun as we can in this service because church should really be fun. So we have 2 new board members. I'd like them to stand up. Delane Collins. And Cecilia Fleming. Cecilia. Yeah, thank you for this warm welcome to 2 new folks on the board. It's fabulous to have, because your board works hard for you. They set policy and they hold Reverend Mindy and I accountable to what we are doing. So they have to work really hard to hold us accountable. You know that.
Well, good morning, everybody. I hope you all know that there's a pie potluck after the service today, so be sure and stay. We started out earlier with 3, and I'm sure by now there's a whole lot more, so join us for that after service.
And we have decorating for the building after service too, so stay and lend your hand, lend your ideas, lend your hearts, because the more love that go into this decoration, the more joy that will be emanating from each and every one of them, the tree, the wreaths, and all the other things that are going up today. So you're a part of this. It's your community. Come and stay and participate. And Robin Horn is going to come and talk to us about the Christmas concert, and Janet Tully.
I brought my health assistant with me today. We're here to ask you guys if you want to have a great day in community with Unity of Mesa on December 18th at 2 o'clock. You can hang out with Janet and I and wear your festive attire. And we are going to sing lots of songs along with a really professional, amazing band called Bill Babin and the Big Zephyr. And we really, really, really hope to get a lot of friends and family to join us. And tickets are $10 for one person or $20. You can bring your whole family. Right? That's a fun day. Come and join us.
It's going to be a lot of fun. And let's practice having a good time. You know the wave? So this side first. Merry Christmas. Let's do it again. Merry Christmas. Yeah, you guys are getting in the spirit, even though it's not quite Thanksgiving yet. This is the way to rock and roll it. We're getting it.
I just wish Reverend Nikki could have more fun up here.
I know, really. I'm so boring.
Well, next Sunday is the Blessing of the Bears. Thank you to everybody who brought a stuffed animal to contribute to this ministry. And I think it's been a while since we've done this, so I look forward to it. Please be sure and join us for that.
And we have our new bear ministry leader, Jennifer Berry. Would you stand? And next Tuesday is Giving Tuesday. So we're going to invite you to give. There's details on the website. We're going to ask you to do it through Vanco rather than through Facebook because it works better right now with our Facebook page. So there are details on the website. And our guiding statement is?
Yes, if you will all join me in saying our guiding statement. We are here to experience more of the fullness of who we truly are in order to transform the world. All are welcome here.
Thank you very much. And I'm going to invite you to stand as you are able, and let's sing about the joy, the power, and the love of God.
God is my soul.
of our blessings in this community is Michael Kassler. He's going to do our intergenerational moment. He's going to share a little bit about what unity means to him.
Good morning. I have less than 5 minutes, so let's see how I do this. Church was always a big part of my life. I was raised in a religious household. We went to church every Sunday, even in the summer. And my dad actually took a Bible study correspondence course, and when I was little, and it was a very conservative type Bible correspondence course. They emphasized where the Bible related to how the world was going to end, and so I heard a lot about that when I was growing up, like the why and the how, and it was all going to happen next Tuesday, and so I had a lot of apocalyptic nightmares growing up, but. As I got older and I kind of read the Bible on my own, and I kind of realized that a lot of that stuff wasn't actually in the Bible, or was in there in a different context. It kind of sent me on this journey to kind of understand. I read a lot of different religious texts. I took religious studies courses in college, and it kind of sent me on this journey. First, kind of just understanding belief, and then I kind of accumulated a bunch of different beliefs of my own. I'm sure a lot of people in here have had the same thing. And they were called kind of vague and squishy beliefs, so they didn't really amount to much. And it wasn't actually until I discovered unity and first stepped foot into a unity church. At the time, I didn't think, with all the studying that I did, I thought I was ruined for church. I didn't think I could be able to step into a church again and not really sit there and be able to believe what they were saying. But stepping in the Unity Church, I realized that there was a home for me and a community for me. And I think that was something that I was looking for. And it actually, all those squishy, kind of vague beliefs, it helped me give them a focus. And it also filled in a lot of the blanks that I had. So I owe Unity a lot of that, and I owe Unity a lot. That's all I can say. I think something else that I've thought of too, actually more recently, my dad did his correspondence course when I was little, and I think I've come to realize he was on a religious journey too, and he just started a different place. He started a different place, but that place where he started was my foundation. That church I had growing up, those beliefs that's what set me out on this journey that I'm on. And now I'm at Unity, but I wouldn't be here if I didn't have that start. And also, my daughters, who are here today, I'm in the Unity Church, and I'm on my spiritual journey, and hopefully this is their foundation. And they're going to be going wherever journey they're going on. I'm sure they're going to end up in a completely different place than I am, just as I ended up in a completely different place than my father did. So that's really all I have to share. Thanks for letting me share.
Hello, everybody. Good to see you. I'm here with Olivia, daughter of Michael, and I'm sure she's not ashamed to own that, and vice versa. So, thanks, Michael. I loved hearing your story. I love hearing everyone's stories, but I especially love the idea of the generations. And that's kind of leading me into what I want to say by way of announcement before we have Olivia give the affirmation for us. The youth and some others of our congregation met yesterday for a knitting activity. And Delane Collins led that activity along with her group of helpers. And it was the best time. There were frustrating moments as new beginners learnt, but they persisted, and we want to do it again. So I want to tell you that on December the 3rd, which is a Saturday, from 2 till 4 p.m. over in our annex, we're going to do it all again. And if you're brand new to this, please come along, and we're going to have a great time together. So a great intergenerational activity. I hope you can make it. So Olivia's going to lead us in our affirmation.
My words have power and I use them for good. Say it with me. My words have power and I use them for good.
Thanks, Olivia. Stay with me, Olivia, and we're going to bless our children as we do every Sunday morning before they go out for their youth program. So, youth, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ you are. Thanks so much, everyone.
Gratitude. Gratitude is the awareness that life in all of its manifestation is a gift for which we want to give thanks. Gratitude goes beyond mine and thine, creating a spontaneous response to the awareness of the gifts that we have received. Gratitude can also be lived as a discipline, the explicit effort of not acknowledging that all I am and have is given as a gift of love, a gift to be celebrated with joy. Gratitude calls us to conscious choice. We can choose to be grateful even when emotions and feelings are still steeped in fear and hurt and resentment. Many occasions present themselves in which we can choose gratitude instead of complaint. The choice for gratitude rarely comes without some effort, but each time we make that effort, each time, the next choice is a little easier, a little freer, a little less self-conscious. Acts of gratitude make one grateful because step by step they reveal that all is grace.
It's like the air around me. It's like the sunlight on my face. I feel the love of God surround me, and I am touched by amazing grace. And all I've ever wanted, all I've ever needed was already there. Closer than the sunlight, nearer than the air. I breathe in, and I am filled with the Spirit. It is health to my body. It is peace to my mind. It is joy to my soul. is singing all along, that is singing every nearer than the and I am filled with the Spirit. Oh, it is health to my body, it is peace to my mind, it is joy, it is joy, it is joy, joy to my soul. And I breathe out my simple prayer. Thank you. And my breath becomes a song that is singing all along, that is singing everywhere, nearer than you. It's like the air around me, like the sunlight on my face. I feel the love of God surround me. I am touched by amazing grace. And all I've ever wanted, all I've ever needed is already here, closer than the sunlight, nearer than the air.
Incredible. Not only is Cerise phenomenal, and we are so blessed by you, but the message of that song. We breathe out a simple prayer, and it's a song that's already singing itself, a song that's everywhere. Of all the themes that have been passed down through perennial wisdom, the theme of gratitude and generosity are everlasting. They're everlasting because they're the glue that holds society together. They're the glue that holds our relationships together. And when we don't have or see or believe in an experience of gratitude and generosity, then everything falls apart. Our society, we begin to have thoughts about separation. We begin to have thoughts about dissolution. And our relationships become difficult. They become difficult. In every language on the planet, there are words for thank you. And I believe the reason why we all have the words thank you is because it's our nature. It's our natural way of being. Gratitude and generosity are ours by divine right. It's when we're born, it's what we've got. It's just that we learn how to do other things, like entitlement, that it gets covered up. So when we come back to our true self, then we that mindset, that consciousness, that gratitude and generosity are really what we are born to express and experience. Don Miguel Ruiz Jr., the one who wrote The Fifth Agreement, we have his book in the bookstore, just saying. He is quoted as saying, love is the intersection between gratitude. It was profound. Love is the intersection between gratitude and generosity. And I really like to, I got excited when I heard that because I had the first vision or image that popped into my mind was one of a line that connected gratitude over here and generosity over here. And I thought, isn't that amazing? We live on this continuum. We live on this line between the two, and it was very two-dimensional. And then I started to think, wait, if we live on this skinny little line, and this skinny little line is a choice, and all we need to do is balance, isn't that the kingdom of heaven? And the kingdom of heaven is more than a skinny little line. I mean, if you we'd all be trying to get on it together in gratitude and generosity, and how can you do that? Lynn McTaggart, who's one of the most expansive thinkers of our time, considers the field of consciousness, the field of the kingdom of heaven, to be multi-dimensional. So there are many accesses. There's y-axes, and there's x-axes, and there's data points and variables and planes and all kinds of directional things. And that makes so much more sense to me as the kingdom of heaven. So here we are in a field somewhere between gratitude and generosity, and wherever we show up, there's love. Wherever we turn our awareness to our present moment, we're right there in the kingdom of heaven. Yes! And this is where you go, but Reverend Mindy, I think you're not living in the same reality that we are. I think we're not living in the same reality that we are, because I don't see and I don't experience the kingdom of heaven wherever I live. And I want to say, I hear you. And I want to introduce the idea that within our kingdom of heaven, we're always in the kingdom of heaven. But wherever we are in the kingdom of heaven, we're at that point because of a polluted consciousness or a clarifying consciousness. So if you think about this as the access for gratitude, and over here, that this is the access for generosity, whatever level of consciousness that we're in is where we're going to be. And if we introduce false beliefs and false habits and false all that, then we're going to be in those more polluted spaces than in the more clarified spaces. So I have this ladder that I want to talk about. So we're going to start with this slide right here. So if I were in the consciousness down here of not being grateful, it would be because I was probably filled with resentment. And this would be my level of consciousness. If I went up one level of consciousness, I'd be grateful, but I'd be grateful because it's my duty to be grateful. It's my obligation. It's like when you're a little kid and your parent says, tell them thank you. You go, thank you. You're not really grateful, but you're saying the right words. And then there's this one. I'm going to be grateful when. I'm going to be grateful when my ship comes in. I'm going to be grateful when I win the lottery. I'm going to be grateful when I get that raise. I'm going to be grateful. So you're not really fully upright, but you're not on the floor either. And then there's this one. That maybe if we didn't have such a big picture-in-picture, you could see where we are. Here we are. We're grateful by nature. Woo! So without knocking out your neighbor. Woo! Okay, so that's the access of gratitude. And you just know what's over here on the other side. There is not giving. And if you bring to mind the archetype of Scrooge or the Grinch, you're not giving. Okay. The next level is you give because it's out of duty or guilt. It's like they gave me a Christmas present last year, so this year I have to give them a Christmas present. Or they took me out to the movies, so now I have to take them out to the movies. Or, it's like we do it because we have to. We do it because that's the polite thing to do. That's why we give. And it's a stage of consciousness that you're on your knees, and ultimately you're going to wish you had knee pads. And then there's this one. The one that is like, I'm giving to get. I'm going to give you a present, so you give me a present. I'm going to be generous with you, so you will give me your appreciation and your admiration, and you're going to like me because I'm giving to you. Right? Ugh. Okay, or giving by nature. Okay, I'm only going to do this one more time. Okay, so you get the themes of it's by your nature and it's obligation and all that. But the reason why we stay down here in the muck is because we have some really good reasons, or we have some habits, or we have some beliefs that are on this slide. We have a default belief that life is hard. We have a belief that most people can't be trusted. We have a belief that we focus on what's wrong instead of what's right. And we are always comparing ourselves to others. And we're jealous because other people get to go to Hawaii. And we're working. Or we don't think we have enough money. And because we want to get out of the muck, we think control is the way to do it. So we start to control our environment. Everything has to be the way we think it's got to be, and that way we think we're going to be happy. Address issues with worry and fear. When something comes up, it's like, oh no, that's horrible. And then we have conversations that are filled with gossip and complaining. So honestly, I think this is the last time I'm going to get up. Or it's the last time for today that I'm going to change my level of consciousness. Because I would rather be here. I would rather be upright. I would rather be present in the world. I would rather be present to the opportunities that I have to choose love, to choose gratitude, to choose to be generous. Giving is one of the easiest ways to be in the flow of life. So when we're stuck and we begin to give, then we begin to move. And there are so many reasons, if you need a reason, to give. And these are some of them. We see the positive impact. Our neighbors down the street have a clothing drive for children refugees that are coming into our country. And it's like, wow, I couldn't wait to go shopping because I certainly don't have any kids' clothes laying around my house. I've moved 17 times or something like that since my kids were little. but I see the positive impact that my giving can have. So it feels good, woo, for me, but it has a positive impact on the world. We give when we understand the vision. When we understand the vision of an organization like Feed My Starving Children, it's easy to sign up to go pack meals because we see the vision of having a world where there are no children that are hungry. We give when we feel connected to others. Really, we are not meant to be in isolation. We are meant to be in community. So when we have a way of giving in a way that connects us to other people, take those people to dinner because you're happy to be with them. That's connecting with them. Wow, we're going everywhere. And then there's one last reason. What is it? Oh, we know how to give. Unity of Mesa is awesome about educating people about how they can give. We talk about it every Sunday. It was like, here, you can put your offering in a collection bucket. You can send your offering in the mail. We're going to tell you how you can give, and you're going to know how to give. We're going to say, hey, remember us in your will. And you're going to go, oh, yeah, thank you for educating me. And it's not just about giving treasures. It's about giving our time. If you want to give your time at Unity of Mesa, we can educate you about that too. So if you want to share your talent, we can educate you about that too. But it's like we know how to give. There's scientific research to back up our spiritual premise that giving more frequently is healthier for you than giving infrequently or intermittently. So when you give regularly, then you are affirming that you are always in that flow. You are always aware of your presence, the experience of the kingdom of heaven. Whereas if you give intermittently, then you are susceptible or prone to stagnation. There's an amazing analogy. If you think about an aquarium, if you put a circulation pump on your aquarium, it's always circulating the water. If you don't have a circulation pump, which my kids didn't when they had an aquarium, then what you have to do periodically is dump out all the water, clean the tank, and then put new water in. It's an invitation to become aware of how you participate with giving. Because we know that as we participate, it's easy to see the impact that we can have, our giving has on the world. When we flow easily and circulate often, it's easy to see how we're contributing to a great vision of holding humanity in its highest and best. When we give often and circulate that frequency more often, then it's easy to see how we're in community. Trust me, when you're down here on the floor, and you probably already know, but I'm just going to remind you. When you're down there on the floor, it's really hard to see. It's really hard to see. But when you're standing fully in your power, then you can see everything, and you can see the community that you're in, that you're loved and supported by. And you know how to give. You know it. You absolutely know it. And then on this axis, the gratitude axis, it's like being in a pinball game. Have you ever played pinball or at least watch other people do pinball? Yeah, okay. So you know you have these little flippers, and those little flippers can help you keep that ball going up, up, up. And so if you think about gratitude, there's some really easy ways to participate with gratitude. The first one is to express your gratitude in person. Tell the person, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful you're in my life. I'm so grateful that you took me out to dinner or to the movies. I'm so grateful for that little thing you brought me. Or you can write it down, write a thank you note, make a gratitude journal. You can demonstrate kindness and respect. All of these practices of gratitude are like either the little flippers or the big flippers, right? So without knocking somebody over, just imagine the big flippers going on in your life, right? Because that can ratchet us right up into a return to our natural state of gratitude, our natural state of generosity. The co-founder of Unity, Charles Fillmore, wrote a lot about prosperity, and he wrote even more about consciousness, and he wrote even more about our oneness with God. Mr. Fillmore, in my favorite quotes from Mr. Fillmore, he says, "I am one with the opulence of God. I am now in the flow of infinite abundance, and I give thanks for the prosperity that is mine by divine right." In our prosperity class on Monday, I talked about opulence, and I invited the students to imagine what kind of actions they could engage in, what kinds of practices they could engage in that would generate this feeling of opulence. And we had to get past the word opulence. Opulence is not ostentatious. Two very different O words. Opulence simply means great wealth and luxuriousness, whereas ostentatiousness is more about vulgarity. It's too much, it's over the top, it's very attached to the material. So I gave the example in class about how my mother believed that if she had fresh flowers in her house, fresh cut flowers in her house all the time, then it meant that she was rich. So she generated her feeling of opulence by having fresh cut flowers in the house. Now, ultimately, in the class discussion on Monday, we got around to these great ideas that the best way, or the most practical, the most positive, the quickest way to generate these feelings of opulence and knowing our oneness with the opulence of God was through the practices of gratitude and generosity. So, me, I gave them homework, and later in the week, one of the students sent a picture. Now, she didn't send me the picture. She sent the picture to Reverend Nikki, but that's fine. They were having this messenger conversation back and forth, and she was like, "By the way, show this picture to Mindy because I want you to know that I've been shopping, and this is what I got, and I'm going to give away because it makes me feel opulent." And it was a picture of a shopping cart that was packed with items. And then it made me think, man, on Monday, I wish I'd remembered to tell the class the story of Grandmaster Chakwa Sui, who's the founder of Prana Healing. Grandmaster Chakwa Sui used to have a practice where every Friday he would go to the ATM and get out as much money as he could. So he would go to he was living in Malibu, California at the time, and he'd go to all these different ATMs, and ultimately the max he could ever get was $400. But he got this $400 in cash, and then he would turn around to his students, and he'd say to his students, "Here's so many bills, here's so many bills," and he divided them up equally, and then told his students to go out and give them away before they came back on Monday. Because he wanted his students to have that experience of opulence. So now the student sends this picture via Reverend Nikki, which is just fine, of her opulence. And we were at dinner with somebody who's a Unity member, and I started going, I just can't get over it. That's amazing. She knew exactly what I was talking about. She's doing exactly what I hoped would happen. Here's somebody, who had an experience of opulence. And the Unity member we were having dinner said, "You know what I do? I go to the bank once a month and I get out $200. And over the course of the month, I challenge myself to give $20 bills to people who have inspired me, who I feel led to give with." And then she said, that's because my giving is an affirmation of my love for humanity. So it's not about other people, it's about us and where we are in this multi-dimensional plane, in our multiple dimensional experience with all of our variables, with all of our levels of consciousness, because we do spend time here, but we also spend time here. And what's the choice? The choice is to spend more time here. I am one with the opulence of God. Now that you know what opulence means, and like you really know what opulence means, let's say our affirmation together. As soon as it comes up, it'll come up. It's going to be here. But I am one with the opulence of God. I am now in the flow of infinite abundance as I give thanks for the prosperity that is mine by divine right. Let's start with the beginning. I am one with the opulence of God. Together, I am one with the opulence of God. I am now in the flow of infinite abundance. I am now in the flow of infinite abundance, and I give thanks. For the prosperity that is mine. By divine right. Let that sink into every cell in your body. Let that idea be something that has stretched your mind so much that your mind can't return to its original dimension. I am one, not like I want to be one. I am one with the opulence of God. I am one with the opulence of God. You are one with the opulence of God. Cerise is going to come up here and we're going to sing our way into meditation. A time of integration, a time of lifting our mind, of using our flippers to ratchet our consciousness to a whole new level.
In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love. When I lose myself, when it seems I've lost my way, when I go inside and quiet my mind, I hear Spirit gently say, love that sets us free. There is only love.
The breath to love. The love for our world. And then following the breath a little bit deeper to love for people everywhere. Following the breath a little bit deeper to our love for the people around us, whether it be our family, our friends, people we see in our community. Following that love with the breath a little bit deeper to recognize love for ourselves. Love for ourselves is the intersection between gratitude new and renewed attitude of gratitude for all that is, for all that will ever be. We say thank you, thank you, thank you, and amen.
Just taking a collective breath, everybody. Just breathe in and just feel everything that was said and presented and the visuals that I will never forget. Thank you for that. So now this is our time of giving. And I have to say that when we show up in our light, in our truth, when we show up generous and we show up in gratitude, we give others permission to do the same. We are the change. As we leave this church and go on into our regular daily lives, we have the choice to show up in love, in light, in gratitude. So just know that power that we all hold in this church. So now it's our time for offering or giving. There's many ways that you can give. There are red buckets around the church that you can put in your offering or your giving. You can put it in the mail. We do have people that get the mail and process the mail. You can also do the online, go through unityofmesa.org, or you can do the Venco app. And you can do text to give. And so there's many ways to give. And if you are feeling inspired and encouraged and supported by this and empowered by this community, then definitely. So we're going to take our offerings in our hand and we're going to do our prayer together. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And this church is abundant, and we bless the gifts and definitely the givers.
Sometimes I forget to stop and thank the day, to sing off key or dance in the rain. And the smallest gift makes me realize how great it is just to be alive. And I give thanks for everything I am, even what I'd change if I had the chance. I give thanks for everyone I know and all the gifts they have to show. I give thanks. When life just seems to pass me by, something happens to catch my eye, and then I stop and take the time to thank the sun just because it shines. Give thanks for everything I am, even what I'd change if I had the chance. I give thanks for everyone I know and all the gifts they have
for your singing. And you're playing. And Jim's playing too. Oh my gosh. It's phenomenal.
Well, we got pie. We got pie outside afterwards. I'm enjoying the fun. I'm telling you, we have pie. We have good pie. We have really good pie. And we have decorating, so stick around for that. If you would like support with prayer, we have prayer chaplains available to pray with you. They're going to stand up and self-identify. There's Delane, there's Jim, there's John. Take your prayer joys, take your prayers of thanksgiving, take your prayers concerned to these amazing individuals who will hold you in the sacred light of love.
And let's take a moment to bless them. Let's just do the unity blessing for our prayer chaplains. And if you want a blessing or have a desire for it, just take it in too. Prayer chaplains, we love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the Christ you are. What a great day here. Did you have fun?
I had fun. I am one.
With the opulence.
With the opulence of God. I am now in the flow.
I'm now in the flow.
Of infinite abundance. And I give thanks for the prosperity that is mine by divine right. For the prosperity that is mine by divine right. Let's end with our prayer protection. The light of God
surrounds us. We are the light of God.
The love of
God surrounds us. We are the love. The power of God protects us. We are the power. The presence of God watches over us. We are the presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.